at 6 tonight, Buffalo is already the city of good neighbors, right? But it's apparently also the city of single neighbors. Yeah, more than 50% of residents are not married, which is why experts say our city is one of the best if you're looking for love. But is it really that easy? After exploring different sides of the Buffalo dating scene, 7 News reporter Taylor Epps tells us tonight what she found.
You know what's hard? Dating. I mean, duh, right? But it's actually something I'm talking about with my friends all the time. And on a lot of lists, Buffalo is up there as a top city for singles. So what does that even mean? And how can you find the one as we start this cuffing season? I'm gonna help you out here. I'm turning the mic over to Carla, a recent divorcee from the town of Tonawanda who's now back on the market. Alton from Irving, who's looking to settle down. Rachel, a speed dating host looking to make those connections. And Dr. Tirrell DeGannes, our love doctor and expert. What brings you here tonight?
What brings me here tonight? To hopefully find a love connection.
Carla Stump is putting herself back on the market after a divorce. So it's been a while since she's dated, and boy, is it different.
Well, yeah, obviously we went to a bar and you got people's phone numbers and you just kind of talked on the phone, but now it's like, we don't do that nowadays. You go on an app, you go to speed dating.
That's what she's doing here at Risotto in Williamsville.
Just put your phone down and have a one-on-one conversation with someone. You can tell someone's personality and if you think it's going to go somewhere within the first 5-6 minutes, which is what they're doing. They're talking for 6 minutes and then they move on to the next person.
So tell me, what do you do in your spare time?
Rachel is the event host, but she started as a dater herself.
Even if you're shy, just give it a try. You never know.
Carla is anything but shy, which is why she prefers this to swiping on her phone.
The apps are kind of crazy because you never know who you're talking to, if they're real.
And that's not the only hurdle.
There's not a lot of options, honestly. It's tough when you're up for an age to get back out there and put yourself out there and be vulnerable.
Yeah, and she's right about that. So we're gonna do this how to be single style.
There's like 1 billion people outside that door.
Yeah, but how many eligible people?
So let's look at Carla's options here in Buffalo. According to the latest census numbers, there are 108,000 men in Buffalo over the age of 15. Now, about half of them are married, and then about 7% of them are gay. Now you have even fewer options if you want them college educated. And then the older you get, that pool gets even smaller, with only about 10,000 single men in their 40s and 50s compared to 11,000 single women.
There's your boyfriend.
I wish.
Elton John is one of those single men looking to make a life shift.
49 years old, I've been single all that time, no children, and I thought it was time to take a break in life and see what life was really about.
He tells me he's looking for someone to join him at Bill's game, so he came up from Irving to give speed dating a try.
Very comfortable, more than I expected. I mean, so far I've enjoyed it.
Really putting himself out there, which our love expert, Dr. Tirrell DeGannes, says is brave these days.
So what I've noticed is dating has been considered to be much harder than it was in the past. A lot of it has to do with the fact that people are kind of stuck in these apps.
He says the apps are more a millennial thing than a Gen Z thing.
There's this constant idea of refreshing and getting a new person, and it just makes it that much harder. So genuine connections are harder. Putting yourself out there is harder.
In his research, you'll see Buffalo as number 3 on this list of cities with the most singles.
It's great for people to go if you want to find other single people. And a lot of people feel like all their friends are dating or getting married at this point. So how do I find someone that's available if they're not here? Well, Buffalo's a great option.
So for you hopeless romantics, here are his big 3 tips to making that love connection. 1, come in with positivity.
I'm going to be here and I'm going to have a fun time. I'm going to meet new people. I'm going to have a conversation that I wouldn't get to have in any other environment than this.
2, be honest and vulnerable.
What's wrong with saying I really want a relationship if that's what you're looking for, so that other person that is looking for it can identify you easier?
3, if all else fails, take it back to the sandbox.
You're going to have to do what kids do, which is do everything that everyone else is doing. So find where there's a crowd and just put yourself in it. And realize that there's way more to life than just the things you've gotten used to.
It may not be tonight. I may go to 100 of these. Kiss a few frogs before you get to that prince. The more you date, the better.
Yeah, maybe this is your sign, right? Maybe this is the moment and you're gonna go out there and try to find love again. But the study also says that Buffalo is a great place to be single. So if that's your thing, you can do that. You've got all the options in the world here.
Any surprises that you found while doing this?
I was a little shocked that Gen Z is getting away from those apps. They're ditching the phones and they're going back to the in-person. I know, Jeff, you're a big fan of the grocery situation.
Yeah, I mean, we've been happily married for years now, but back in the day,
I was gonna say, where is this going?
yeah, get out there. You got to put the work in
Right,
to meet
right.
people, right?
So the produce aisle for you, what did you
That's
do
the
back
old-fashioned
in the day?
thing. Well, my dad owned a bar. I mean, that's not what I did, but that's how he explains how so many people met and made that love connection, and they came back years later and said, we met at your bar and we're happily married, but that was the way they used to meet,
Yeah.
right? Because
Get
they
back
didn't
out
have
there you
this
go.
option.
Get back out there.
So it's a good
All
way
right.
to do it.
Awesome
Yeah.
stuff, Taylor.
Great
Thank
report.
you. Yeah.